Well, I'm cooled down listening to that on this hot summer's eve. A little bit of jazz impresario Ms.Blu, Audrey Berger.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, as a jazz and blues stylist, committed artist, Ms.Blu resurrects and reconceives every old, new, or original rendition with liquid soul.
Her compelling voice is New York's best-kept musical secret until now, and the secret will be out on Building Bridges. We're doing it, and we'll feature and are featuring this extraordinary songstress.
Hey, it's nice to have you back, sister.
Thank you so much. It's good to be back. I'm honored.
Now, I know, and we're the ones who are honored, I know that you're going to be playing with a fabulous trio at Kitano. Before we even tell people that, I just want to get a little bit back into your background, because we're also getting ready, and just a little bit, to head to the March on Washington, the 50th anniversary, this weekend, Saturday, and just give us a little bit of your own story when you were, 11 years old, and we're...
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us.
Well, I tell you, I was born and raised in Peoria, Illinois. I always say the home of Richard Pryor. He and I got started on the same stage and mentored by the same lady, Juliet Whittaker. And at the time, back in that time, black wasn't beautiful. And even among sometimes my own people, you know, because I was a very dark-skinned young lady, I was inferior because of my color. Until one day, I saw some people marching in front of Montgomery Ward, and they were saying black is beautiful, and I was embarrassed. By the time I got home, I saw that they had gone to jail, and they were saying, I'm tired of Montgomery Ward not hiring black people. Black is beautiful. They have to hire us. If they don't hire us, then we're going to stop buying clothes there. And that's when I got hit by the bug. It was the NAACP at that time. And, man, I rushed the next day to find out what it was all about. Well, what they did was they made me the vice president of the youth council, and I began to lead the freedom marches. And, man, so from the stage, you know, from the Carver Community Center and on the streets of Peoria, Illinois, and in the jail cell, they couldn't keep me overnight, but I went to jail about 4 or 5 times. I was saying, Jim Crow must go, and ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. And that's in my spirit right now. So when I got 13 in 1963, I had the honor of going to Washington, D.C., to the March on Washington, on that bus from Peoria to Washington. 13 years old, thrilled. And I'll never forget that day as long as I live. It seemed like everything was in slow motion. And I know it wasn't, but it was such a miraculous day, an unusual day. And I remember being around the people singing. They were singing the songs that I had been singing, holding hands, black, whites, Jews, Gentiles, everybody. It was so beautiful. And I get choked up every time I think about it. So 50 means Jubilee for me. It's harvest time. It's harvest time to go back and remember that day 50 years ago is something that's going to help me continue to do what I do through music until I leave this planet.
Well, tell us, we have to jump a little bit more quickly than I would like, but we'll have you back many a time. But I want to find out about this gig coming up at Kitano's, which is really one of the premier jazz clubs. So we go from being 13 in the March in Washington to a stellar career in music. As we said, you know, liquid soul, sister.
Yes. Well, I got it all in my spirit, all from R&B to jazz. I opened shows for Marvin Gaye at 18 at the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago. And I raised 3 children. My son worked for Michael Jackson as his double for 5 years. So in between there, I'm honing my craft and going to school and learning music. And when I got here to New York 20 years ago and I got married, I continued to put together a studio and taught myself how to write and use software and hardware to do what I do. That song that was just played, I did all of that electronically and then gave it to the big guys to duplicate it. And so I've been going to the Kitano on Monday nights. They have this jazz, and I go in there on an open mic, you know, different musicians, great musicians come in there, and I go up and sing my song. And one day, not too long, it's only been about 5 months, the music manager, Gino, asked me, he said, you know, we all enjoyed you so much, you've got to do a show here. And I said, yes. And then I got the trio put together, which is the bassist is Iris Gordnick, who is the great bassist and she's a composer that runs the open mic on Monday. So she is playing bass, and Billy Test, who is a wonderful pianist, is going to be on piano, and then Ronan is on drums. And baby, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And so many people are saying, how'd you put it? Yeah, get the guitar. We've been trying for years. I said, the jazz God was with me, and we're going to have a ball. So I want people to come out to hear all of this eclectic music and the freedom marches that's in there, too. And we all going to do a show, because I can't do it by myself. And the trio, just with the trio, we can't just do it with the trio. We got to have the people joining in with us, because all of us is going to make this total thing happen. And I want people to come out.
For this video and after the video is going to be a number there, and all the information, how much it costs to get in, all that stuff is going to be there for you. But most importantly, make your reservations now. Make them now so you can be up front and have your favorite place you want to sit and be comfortable, because we got the show to do, y'all, and let's make it good.